Hey guys, I wanted to kind of just give you a verbal explanation of the annotated bibliography assignment that is due at the end of week, well, let me not say week, let me say unit 2. The annotated bibliography is on Edgar Huntley scholarship, and it's 100 points or 10% of your final grade. So if you've ever done an annotated bibliography before, some of you took my English 112 class. Basically the same concept with a couple of exceptions, but most annotated bibliographies are about the same with the exception of kind of just like what to put in the paragraph below the citation. So make sure you're paying attention to that if you've done one for a different class and just know what I'm looking for there. What I want you to do is to create an MLA formatted annotated bib with 3 scholarly articles whose primary focus is Edgar Huntley, which is subtitled Memoirs of a Sleepwalker. Annotated bibliographies are structured with a citation and a paragraph below each citation. The paragraph under each citation should be a 6 to 8 sentence summary of the source. You just want to make sure that when you are summarizing that source, it's a genuine summary because you've read the article and you wrote the summary. A lot of scholarship that you find through databases like ProQuest and JSTOR will provide you with abstracts. You will absolutely get a 0 if you plagiarize the abstract or if your summary is simply a paraphrase of the abstract. That is a concern of mine, so I will definitely be checking. So again, annotated bibliography in MLA format with 3 scholarly articles where all I'm looking for in the paragraph below that scholarly article is a summary, 6 to 8 sentences. Make sure you have at least 6 sentences because I will count them if they look short. Okay, so how do you find scholarly articles? You can use ProQuest or JSTOR. I prefer ProQuest. I've got it linked kind of here for you guys in the annotated bibliography assignment sheet. Well, clearly I don't because this is Edgar Huntley, but I will fix that before I leave my computer this evening. But once you click on that link, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this, and I prefer ProQuest. It's my favorite. What you want to do is you want to go to ProQuest Central. You can also use JSTOR, that's fine. Now I'm working on this from my home, so because I'm not on campus, it's going to ask me to log in. If you're at your house when you are doing your research as well, it's going to ask you to log in too. So you just use your Mitchell email credentials, your email and your password, and then you'll have access to ProQuest. So going back to the assignment sheet, once you're in ProQuest, or you can also use JSTOR, that's probably fine as well, although ProQuest is my favorite, and that's what I'll be demonstrating here. Make sure that you select full text and peer reviewed. Full text means you're going to get the whole thing. You can't write a summary about an entire article unless you have the entire article to read. And then peer-reviewed just means that it has been published in a peer-reviewed journal. Now this is not foolproof, but it is going to get you more limited results. Not everything that's under the peer-reviewed box is guaranteed to be a scholarly article. Okay, so you want to make sure that you've got those 2 boxes selected. Then search Edgar Huntley. Make sure you search it in quotation marks, because if you don't, you'll probably find plenty of results that are actually about Edgar Huntley the novel, but you will also probably find some that are about someone named Edgar and someone named Huntley or something like that. So put quotation marks around it, and then you get a very limited results that are probably really specific to the purposes of our research here. What you want to do from there is you just want to read those titles and pick 3 that seem the most interesting to you. We'll talk in just a second about how to confirm their scholarly articles, but if the title sounds like something narrow, focused, and specific, it's probably fine. For example, the first one, Walking with the Ghost, Sodomy, Sanity, and the Secular in Charles Brockden Brown's Edgar Huntley. Okay, so that is probably a scholarly article that focuses on Edgar Huntley. The title really suggests that that's what it is. And if you go in, again, you can see there's the abstract. That's what I'm talking about. Don't plagiarize. And then I always click on the PDF full text because I like to see what it looks like. And I've got this nice long scholarly article that covers the text. It's talking about, you know, I can see like theorists in here. And then if I scroll all the way down, I can confirm that, well, maybe. I should be able to confirm that there are, yes, here we go, I skipped them, that there are plenty of sources cited in this scholarly article. So that's just some good confirmation that yes, this is a scholarly article. But what I would do from here is I would just pick the 3 articles that sound the most interesting to me. You want to avoid some that don't really sound like specific, or at least you want to investigate them. So one that I would investigate is Edgar Huntley or Memoirs of a Sleepwalker with related texts. I'm not sure what that scholarly article could be. So that might tell me that it's not a scholarly article. So that's something that I would want to just kind of confirm is true. Okay, so this isn't. This is just a review. So this is an example here of a situation where I've selected PDF, full text, and I've selected peer-reviewed, but this was published in a peer-reviewed journal. It was just published in the review section of that journal, so it's not a scholarly article, so this wouldn't really work. But anything, a lot of other things on this first page work. And so what you want to do is just pick some that sound interesting to you, and that's what you want to do. Like, researching for this annotated bibliography is not going to be that hard unless you are trying to like use like Google or something like that. Okay, so you want to ensure that your primary focal text is Edgar Huntley, right? Basically what I mean there is you want to make sure that Edgar Huntley is not just referenced in the scholarly article, but is not the primary focus. The scholarly article's primary focal text needs to be Edgar Huntley. Otherwise, there's not much benefit to you reading it, in this unit. And then pick titles that are interesting to you. Once you've got those titles and you've figured out which ones you're probably going to use for your annotated bib, just do one final confirmation that you're viewing a scholarly article. One thing you can do is check on length. Most scholarly articles published on literature are at least 10 pages, but that feels super short. More likely 15 to 25 pages. If you find like a 3-page article, or like the review that we just looked at was really short, it's probably not going to work for our purposes. If you're not sure, you have an article, you really like it, you want to use it, but you're really not sure if it's a scholarly article, or if you just want to confirm before you even read them that I would consider those scholarly articles, please feel free to send them to me, because that's fine. I don't want you to read the wrong thing. You also want to check for citations. So most scholarly articles, and I really want to put all here, but I can't confirm, most scholarly articles cite and reference many theorists or other works of scholarship in their analyses, and you're likely to find a lengthy list of sources at the bottom. So like the one I just showed you, there was probably at least 20 sources cited at the bottom of that. You also want to make sure that it gives analysis. So if you find something that's only a summary or a review, you don't have a scholarly article. Scholarly articles are going to analyze the text at hand, in this case Edgar Huntley. I do realize that sometimes people won't find 3 articles, sometimes maybe they'll get just 1 or 2, so I do have penalties, and really these penalties are here just in terms of the completeness of the assignment. So if you only found 2 out of the 3 articles that I'm asking you to find, that's like 2/3 of the way finished, so I'm going to take off something a little bit less than 1/3 of the total points you could get. So 30 points are subtracted for every missing source. If you only have 1, the maximum grade you can get is a 40 out of a 100. So make sure that you cite 3 scholarly articles. And by cite, I mean write the citation and summarize it. And really quickly, y'all, the citation is available to you in ProQuest already. Once you're in, like, on the page where you can find and read your scholarly article, you can go over here to Cite. Now, most of the time it's going to start off by giving you the APA 6th edition, so be careful. You want the MLA 8th edition. Okay, you want the most recent, the 8th edition. Make sure you don't pick 7 or 6. 8th edition. It ought to auto-populate that for you, and then you can copy and paste the citation and just make sure that it's correct once you paste it into your annotated bib. What needs to be italicized is italicized. The font is black, it's double-spaced, it's the same font that you've been using for your annotated bib, so it's fine to do this. You want to make sure it's correct. If it's wrong, even if you copy and pasted it, that's on you. So just be careful of that. So, you'll have a citation and then you'll have a paragraph. You'll have another citation, you'll have another paragraph, you'll have another citation, and you'll have a paragraph. And remember, those paragraphs are just summaries. I am looking at your citation formatting. I'm looking at your other basic MLA formatting. I'm just really kind of giving you a 10, giving you points for grammar, making sure you have solid summaries, and that they're the length that I'm looking for. Like, this is a pretty easy 100. The hardest thing is reading the articles themselves, because sometimes they can get challenging. Sometimes they can get long, so you just kind of got to pace yourself. If you find and cite and summarize 1 article a week, then this will be an easy project for you. Okay, so I think that covers everything, but if you have any questions, please let me know.